I gotta wait for the live action to catch. Yo, right. I don't know how many of you know anything about One Piece, but they announced the actor who's gonna play Ace on the 5th of November. It was National Donut Day. And if you know anything about One Piece, if you know anything about Ace, man, that was cold. Man, that was super fucking cold. They announced our boy on Donut Day. On Donut Day. God damn. There's a live action. Yes, if you are in the Discord and go into the TV and anime section of my Discord, all I've posted there is about One Piece. We very rarely talk about TV and anime, so it is mainly just me posting about One Piece. I'm talking about the live action, because I love the live action. The live action is really good. It's not perfect, but it's so fun. I really like live action. And my favorite character ended up being really sexy, so, you know, he might never be seen again in live action, but if he is, he's really attractive, you know?
Do you think the Belmore treasure is here in the house?
If it is,
He's at least
I've never
extremely
seen it,
attractive. And they got
but
Buggy right.
it is
Buggy
a
was
big
good.
House. There are rooms I've never been in. Rooms I was forbidden to enter.
I've forgotten
Who
what we're doing
knows
in the
what's
game.
in them?
Maybe I should just play One Piece. Honest question, should I start with the live action or the anime? Yo, Telwyn, thank you for the lurk. I hope you're doing well. I believe Netflix are planning on doing their own anime, starting from the beginning and going all the way through. So I genuinely do think at the minute, watch the live action. The live action is different, but it's close enough to the vibes and the characterization of each character that if you like the live action, which isn't a massive undertaking, then if Netflix is still making their own One Piece anime, then one, it would be worth waiting for that, because then it will be like you'll be watching as it goes along instead of looking at 1,000+ episodes to watch. Or you can go back and watch them. The problem is the very early One Piece anime isn't always the best, but it does get better, I guess. Some of it does. I'm currently in filler, because I'm up to date with the manga. I never watched the anime. Well, I watched the anime when I was a kid, and that turned me off. Like, it did a lot of people in the UK because of 4Kids and stuff. One Piece never was as big as it could have been because of the dub. So when I got into One Piece, I was a Fairy Tail fan, and I really disliked how Fairy Tail, like, made everything about romance and, like, coupled everyone up. And my ex at the time, my partner at the time, David, told me, if you don't like that and you just want adventure, then read One Piece. So I've read One Piece up to date. But the anime can be difficult. But the live action is really, really good. So if you want to try to get into One Piece, I 100% say the live action. Because even if you end up not liking the anime and not wanting to catch up with the anime, again, I think Netflix are making their own anime. So you could potentially just watch that in the end anyway. Or you could just be a live action fan, because the live action is really interesting. I really like the live action. I highly recommend the live action, even to non-One Piece fans, because it's just fun. And it makes it realistic enough that it can just be viewed as a TV show with some superpowers and stuff going off, like a Marvel show or something, right? Like, them having special powers isn't as weird as it might sound if you, like, think about, like, the Fantastic Four and stuff, right? So I always say watch the live action if you have no connection to One Piece, because it's short, it gets the point across. If you like it, you could give the anime a go. But if you don't like the anime, you might like the live action, and the live action's worth watching, I feel. The anime is so long. It is so long. And it's even worse, like, the problem with One Piece is One Piece was never a seasonal anime either. One Piece, like, basically has just been ongoing for years and years and years at this point, which meant they're very close to the manga at every point, meaning there's many more filler episodes. You will find, like, I'm trying to catch up with the anime, and I haven't watched it most of this year, because this year's been quite bad, but, what I did to get from where like the beginning to the end of Dressrosa was I just did not. There are like so many recap episodes, filler arcs that just go nowhere. They bring back this one fucking character, Foxy, for every filler arc, and he wasn't even fun for his own arc, which felt like a filler arc in the fucking manga anyway. So like anytime I see him show up, I just skip. If they're wearing out of time costumes, I skip because I know it's not going to be important. There is so much of the original anime you can just skip. Don't skip anything that's like people tell people to skip Skypiea. Don't skip actual canon stuff. Because some people don't like things like Skypiea, but they are very, very important. But you can skip but don't skip G4, I think it's called, which is the filler arc just after Skypiea, because that is one of the best stories the anime ever told that wasn't written by Oda. That is such a good one. One Piece is a scary undertaking. It really is. I've been trying to binge it. The thing is, I like sub, right? I like to watch subbed anime, but right now I can't concentrate on watching things, so I need to have like how I watched Squid Games was with the dub. How I watched Alice in Borderlands was with the dub, because I need to be doing something, so I can't read at the same time. So my big problem with One Piece was for the longest time, no one knew who had the rights to the dub of One Piece in the UK, so it was just never anywhere to watch. And then we found out who had the rights. It's the BBC. The BBC has the rights to dub One Piece, and it is now on iPlayer. So if you're in the UK, or if you know ways to watch iPlayer outside of the UK, you can watch, I think, the entirety of One Piece dubbed on iPlayer.